your makeup is so pretty.
Ask me who did it. Ask me who did the makeup.
I'm just looking at you in the mirror. I'm like, girl.
Ruby on the beat did all of this. I was like, who is this human being right here?
Who is? I'm the gal.
I am the gal, and I drink
the champagne. Sorry, I get distracted. I'm
you
sorry.
like, look at my words.
I'm sorry. Let's talk about colorism. Yeah. Let's talk about colorism. First of all, do you guys know what colorism is? Should we look up a definition of colorism just so we don't
get us like,
yeah.
What you talking about?
But colorism is basically like any other ism. It's a prejudice, and it's what Wikipedia what Wikipedia says is that it is discrimination based on skin color, also known as colorism or shadeism. It's a form of prejudice or discrimination, usually from members of the same race, in which people are treated differently based on their social implications from cultural meanings attached to skin color. Okay, so that is the definition of what colorism is.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's just basically how she will get the upper hand, because you can see we're not the same skin tone, but she will get the upper hand in a lot of situations. Like I would get overlooked, because I'm darker.
Yeah,
boys, she will, everyone will be like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty, and then I'm just like the dark skinned friend type of thing. So that is essentially colorism, where there's a prejudice against people of my skin tone and darker and a little bit lighter, because I'm actually not that dark. But there's a prejudice against people of my skin tone essentially, and people of Kiki's skin tone and lighter will benefit from this. In terms of like, if you look at the media, like music videos, movies, jobs, like a lot of that, like it's the lighter skin.
It's a real thing, and like I mean, I'm not like the lightest version, but I know that I am, on the lighter side, and I'm just like, let's not deny it, girl. If you light skin, lighter than me, whatever, like a yellow bone, red bone, whatever they call it, like, don't even deny it. Like, there are certain privileges you get, it. Like, you know that guys say certain things, you get male attention, and it is a real thing. So I definitely acknowledge that that is something that does happen, and it is, I think, a very important thing in that definition, and it is in the same race.
In the same race.
So it's
in the same race. It's not a thing where, okay, fine, we know that other races do partake in colorism. Like, white people will see a lighter skinned black woman as being closer to them than a darker skinned black woman, and feel like they can relate more to her than they can to me, right? But I feel like black people push that agenda a lot more than the other races do, in terms of the black race. So that specific race itself pushes the agenda more than people outside of that race. So like, even with men, you have dark-skinned men saying that they don't like dark-skinned women, and I'm like, my nigga.
And you see it, like, if
your mom is probably dark-skinned, which is why you look like that, but okay.
And you see, like, if you look at all, like, the famous guys, like Jay-Z is with a Beyonce, Swizz is with Alicia Keys. Like, you also look at
the women that
strong black men. So it's like, oh, okay, like, what are you trying to say? Like, you need like a mixed race or like a lighter skinned girl in order to look, or to show that, look, I've made it, or this is my idea of, like, so it's also like our men like really do also perpetuate this thing, because it's like, oh, I want myself a yellow bone or whatever. And when you look at the history of where colorism comes from, it really isn't something that was started by us.
It wasn't started by us.
Yes, we are perpetuating it, and we are riding that wagon. But it is something that was put onto us to separate us, to, divide us, to make us not fight and look at the greater injustice by us just being...
now we're fighting amongst ourselves, instead of like trying to fight the systems that have got us to a point where we're fighting amongst ourselves. Like, it derails us from trying to fight to be equal with the rest of the races, or with the white race specifically, because they're the oppressors. But it derails us a lot, because we ourselves, like if as a black person you're not able to look at another black woman regardless of whatever color she is and say that she's beautiful or that she's talented or she's intelligent, and then you automatically associate dark-skinned women with being ugly. You don't even like look at what she looks like, nothing. Like she's ugly, she's ugly. Like it derails us a lot, because now why would another race take us seriously if we can't even support each other?
Exactly.
They're not going to take us seriously. They're not going to support us, because it's like they don't even support each other. Why are we supporting them? You know? So
I feel like the solution lies in us as a community. Yeah. You know how like they say sometimes you look outwards to find yourself or for a solution.
Yeah.
Like,
nope. This is us. This is within.
The solution is
you
know, honestly, like I think that someone being black shouldn't take away from their beauty, just as much as someone being light skinned or mixed shouldn't take away from their blackness. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. That was bars. That was bars. Someone being
drops mic.
Wait, I can't repeat.
So someone being dark skinned shouldn't take away from their beauty just as much as being light skinned or mixed shouldn't take away from your blackness.
Yes. Bars. Oh my gosh.
We should run for president.
Yeah, we should.
We need a female
tag team.
The both of us.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
Some good champagne.
This is good champagne.
But it's like real champagne.
It's like champagne.
It's doing the thing.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, why is she not drinking? Because I feel like I keep drinking and
because I feel
like,
like it's the real like you know, that's one thing in Ireland, we actually get to drink real champagne.
And you don't get an arm and a leg for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can be
out here champagne popping and not being broke at the same.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so is there anything else we want to talk about? We're talking about blackness, we're talking about colorism, we're talking about hair. Yeah, I think that's about it. Is there anything else?
I think so. I find myself like in the office like damn Ruby. So when it comes to like dating someone, okay, so we've spoken about black men and how they can like sometimes like, prefer lighter skinned women, but now let's switch it up, like white.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? Because I mean, there is this thing where like white men do prefer actually a more African look, dark skin. Is that something that we've seen?
That is actually, you know, I've been
told that. And they just like, I'm just like, hey, what's up? And that is because you know what, as light skinned girls or lighter skin, like you're so used to attention. I'm being real right now. So used to attention, and then I was like, okay.
What about me?
No, they would not copy each other. But anyway, so is that I'm directing the question back to you? Like, is that something that you feel like is true?
It's true.
And how does it make you feel?
I'm not even gonna lie. It's very true. I've even been told that you have the makings for a white husband. I'm like, guys. Okay, first of all, like, I'm attracted to black men, I'm attracted to white men, I'm attracted to colored men, I'm attracted to Hispanic men, Spanish men, and everything.
Men.
You know, men. But yes, I do feel like from what I've seen that white men do prefer black women that look like me as opposed to black women that look like you. But this is white men here in Europe.
Oh yes.
Not necessarily South African white men, because South African white men, from what I've seen, it's there. I don't want to say that they go for either or. I think for them it's like whoever they like is who they like. So I haven't.
I actually agree with that.
So I feel like with the European white men, yes, they do definitely prefer women that look like me.
Wow, sis. They do. And as they should, because you is gorgeous, okay? Who knew? Oh, you just come
to Europe. Come to Europe, honey.
You come to Europe. join us and have champagne.
Come champagne with that.
Hello.
Yeah, but they definitely do. They are. I don't know why. I can't say why because I've never asked. I've never been in that sort of conversation with someone before, but I know for a fact that they are.
That would be an interesting
conversation to have with someone.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Yeah, that would actually be an interesting conversation.
And it's weird because you have black men that are like the same dark-skinned woman that a white man is attracted to. A black man is she's ugly. And it's not that it's not aesthetically pleasing. It's just that because she's dark-skinned, she's ugly. Yeah. Which is really quite sad.
Okay, so how does it make you feel?
For me, like being where I am now in my life, I feel like the next, not step per se, but like the one thing that I feel like I'm ready to have now is like a serious relationship with someone, right? But I'm not so pressed about the race. Like as long as you have money, we're cool.
Win. I don't really deal with the money. All the bad bitch needs the money.
Hey. But on the real, I want financial stability in my relationship. And when I say that I want a man with money, I don't mean like I'm looking for a Bill Gates or something. Like I'm not. I'm just looking for someone who I know like we can get married in the next couple of years, and it's not going to be like living paycheck to paycheck type of thing. We can like build something together, and if I choose to be a housewife, we'll be fine, because it's something that I want at some point in my life. I don't want to be working. I just want to be a housewife. And like people are like, oh, you're a feminist, how do you want to be a housewife? It's because I choose to be a housewife. I don't feel obligated to be a housewife. And being a housewife doesn't mean that I'm going to be up in the kitchen, that you're going to come home to okay, fine, you will come home to dinner, but it won't necessarily be cooked by me, right? You will come home to dinner because I'm not working, so it's fair that you come home and there's something for you to eat.
I actually don't think you, because the thing is, like, I mean, you're accomplished in your career, like, you're professional. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a chartered accountant.
You're a CS.
I'm a CASA.
I feel like you will not work. You probably do something.
I'll definitely do something, but it won't be like a 9 to 5.
Yeah. Because if you're a person who didn't like even care for that, I feel like your mind is already in that thing where it needs to constantly be stimulated. Yes. It just doesn't necessarily have to be a professional like 9 to 5. I'm wearing a suit. So I think also that's another thing. People get the concept of housewife. They just think Brie from Desperate Housewives.
Yeah.
With their hair.
Pilates. Cookies.
Like you can also you can
do my that's like that would for me be the ideal situation.
Something that you actually love to do, even if it's
build like a side, not even a like it would be a side hustle to me being a housewife, but just like have my own thing where it's mine and I'm in control and it's my business and I run it, but it's not like I'm working a 9 to 5. Yeah, so it's not like I'll be like sleeping till 12 in the afternoon, wake up, go to Pilates, and then shower up, get cute, meet up with my friends for lunch, and talk about our husbands and what they're doing. That's not the type of housewife that I'm trying to be. Like I'm trying to do stuff as well, but it's just like there's no pressure for me to also work while he's working. Yeah, type of thing. That's the type of financial stability that I want. So when I say like, I want to marry a wealthy man, I'm not trying to be like, marry a man that's like 70 years old and about to die and leave everything to me because he's so in love.
That's the Croatia on the yachts, those ones.
No.
I'm joking, guys.
But yeah, I want to be with someone who's like ambitious and stuff like that, and that person will come in white or black or mixed race or colored or Mexican, Italian, like they'll come in various different shapes. There's no, I feel like in saying that no, I only want to be with a black man, or no, I only want to be with an Indian man, or no, I only want to be with a white man, is like it's limiting myself because everything that I want in a person might be in someone who doesn't look like the one that I've said I only want to be with someone who's like, So yeah, like it's nice that they feel attracted to me because I've been through a phase of my life where I didn't feel attractive because of black men. So to have people feel attracted to you, or men feel attracted to you, is like it makes you feel good. It
Mm-hmm.
makes you feel really good.
It does.
Yeah.
This is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, girl?
I don't know. I feel the same. Like I am open to
you. Yeah. I feel it's 2019. You need to be open.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't be tied down. Like, and also like, imagine us having this whole discussion about this and then being like, oh, I only want this type and I don't accept this.
Yeah, it's like, okay,
it's like
those two things don't add up. How are you saying all of this and then by the way, I only like black man, so everybody else stay away from me. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
But yeah, like, you know what? I also think that like the way to break
racism
is just for everyone to just
integrate. Just go. I think that
like just mix it up so much that you just like can't even tell.
You can't tell
so
what people
hate on you. Or
yes,
like,
you can't be like, oh no, you're this race, so therefore I don't like you. Blah blah blah. Like, gosh, like it would be cool for people to just integrate, but I think that a lot of people feel more comfortable with people who come from the same place that they do, or come from the same backgrounds that they do, and I understand that, because if it's someone who comes from a different race than you and they've not even tried for a second to try and understand your race, what you guys have been through, your cultural background, then it's going to be harder to be in a relationship with that person, because along with the normal relationship problems, you now have to explain all these things to this person as well. So it does become a lot of work, as opposed to like if you're a black girl and you're dating a white person that understands racism, they understand that their ancestors were responsible for it, they understand that, or they feel a certain sense of like remorse for what their ancestors did, and they themselves, they are actively trying to sort of make things, like make it into a level playing field, and not say things that are ignorant and like racist and think, oh man, just get over it, or that was my ancestors, I was responsible for it. I
enjoy the privilege. Like,
like people.
I think that makes a big difference. If you're with someone who, yes, you're doing all this effort to like teach the person, and then in turn they just like,
they don't care. They're not trying. It's like a different ball game. But then if you're with someone who's like conscious of the fact that, okay, all these things happen and all these things happen and have had an effect on you, the way you were brought up, the way that you are now, like it's different. It's different. So you do get people who are like, no, they don't want to date outside of their race, because then they have to deal with all those other things that comes with dating outside of your race. And I feel like if you're dating the right person outside of your race, then you don't really get that much of those other things, or you don't get those things at all, because it's someone who's like very conscious of the fact that all these things happened and it's had an impact on the way that you are.
True.
Yeah.
So I actually, I'm going to take it back to what your friend said, because it just popped in my mind now. Like, because I feel like your friend, is she also, she's Nigerian?
She's South African.
She's South African.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but like, do you feel like South African girls or people are not, I want to say girls, because I want to go take it back to like how you've made friends or whatever. Do you like South African girls are accepting of, you know, you as a Nigerian girl or other foreign girl that you might know, that are African specifically?
Yeah.
Do you feel like we are, or are we just like, oh, Shem, as well as I speaking Zulu, or because I know to be doing that sometimes, don't even laugh. But or do you feel like we are like, oh, you're from home, I want to know more about you? I mean, I did that because.
Yes, look at us.
Nice.
Look at us.
But like generally, like, what is your feel with it? Like,
I feel that I have experienced both.
Okay.
I have experienced black people that are very welcoming and like, oh my gosh, you're Nigerian.
South Africans.
South African. South African people who are like, oh my gosh, you're Nigerian. I've always wanted to go there. Please take me to Nigeria. We must go there. Blah, blah, blah. And like, what is it like? Yada. What language do you speak? Oh, you don't speak any languages. What language your parents speak? Yada. And like, it's not like a thing of, oh, you're Nigerian. You know, I have this one friend who's from Cameroon. You might know.
Nice.
How would I know a person from Cameroon? Are you mad? No, I've definitely experienced both. I've definitely experienced not feeling welcomed or accepted by black girls because I'm not South African. I'm a Xhosa, because those are the two places that I lived in the Eastern Cape and in KwaZulu-Natal.
Yeah.
And I've experienced the ones that are very like open, welcome, woke, not fake woke, but like genuinely woke, and stuff like that. Like Karabo, she's the one that asked that question. She's one of those people who's like very like, she's so learned, like she's so intelligent, bro. She's one of those people who's like super open, and not just like to you being from a different country, just in general, she's like a very welcoming, open, understanding, seeking to gain more knowledge type of person. So yeah, like that was like when I was called racist by black girls in my school, like they obviously went on book.
And obviously understand like what the concept of racism is. Wow.
Yeah.
Even.
Oh, actually, that's something we need to talk about. It's just really like a straight up question. Do you think black people can be racist? Yes or no?
Oh no! Like I say no. Like, and I feel very strongly about this. Like it'll take someone very, I don't know, to like sway me, because for me the definition of racism is like, I look at you and I'm like, oh my god, you're like so inferior. Like you as a person were not born on this earth to be on the same level as me. We cannot do the same things. Like,
and hence therefore I'm going to
go to
lengths to make you feel like shit,
because that's what you deserve. And I'll even use the Bible, bruh, to justify because I don't think you understand, you know. And I feel like at least me, I've met a black person that's like, I don't like white people, sharp. But I always feel like it's always in retaliation to how
they treat us. Yes, like, it's not like you just wake up and you're like,
I don't like white people. No, they're inferior, they below me, and I just can't, and they just deserve to have shit jobs and live a shit life. And why are they in the same area as me? Why are they breathing the same air? No. I feel like it's not like that, and because of that,
it's not like that. And black people cannot be racist. And for me, the reason is that racism is so systematic that
is another thing.
Black people cannot be we literally do not possess the power to be racist. Like, the law is not made to benefit us, and is made to benefit white people. Even in South Africa, you still get the black people who come from like going to schools where they didn't even have actual classrooms and stuff like that, and like they go on to excel, which is really, really great, but then the hurdles that they go through to get to that point are a lot, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way, especially in a day and age when white people are saying just get over it. You can't just get over it, because there are still all these systems in place that only benefited white people. Like it does not benefit black people. And like the fact that things have to get to a point where people are like toying and things are like getting violent and extreme in order for change to happen, it shouldn't be happening. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. If you feel like I'm wrong, please leave a comment down below. Let's have a conversation where you educate me. But
yeah, like, you know, I think there's many things that do need correction. Like,
there are a lot of things, and nothing is perfect.
And we can't be passive. Also, we can't be, let's talk about it. No, we need to talk about it. It's a reality. It's
in conversation about it.
It affects us every day, you know. And we are the generation. We are actually the generation I wish we actually had some sort of power. In that system, you know, because now we talk, but I actually wish we actually had the power just to put something fresh, you know, to the system, because like we actually experienced the stuff, you know. Like, it's crazy that I was privileged enough to, you were privileged enough to go to varsity, whatever, but it's crazy that during holidays I have to go back home to my cousins that are struggling, and it's just like, what? Like, it's just weird. It shows me that, oh, that's actually normal. You're
the exception. Yes,
and it shouldn't be like that.
Like, it should be normal for all of us to be afforded the same level of opportunities. It shouldn't be a thing where I get accepted into university because I meet the black quota. Because now they've accepted everyone else. Oh, but we need black people. So let's now, you know, take a few so we can say we have black people in our university, type of thing. That shouldn't be the norm. There shouldn't even be a quota. It should, when they accept students, it should be based on merit. Like, do they meet the criteria for this module or degree that they're applying for, if they meet the criteria, you know, accept them. Oh, we've hit the maximum number of people we can accept. And then you walk into the classroom when the first years are there and like, oh, this is what it looks like, this is how diverse it is, or this is how indiverse it is. The problem with doing that is that we all know that when you look at the top performing students, there are usually a specific race. And the reason they're a specific race is because they are still benefiting from the things that were in place during apartheid.
Because I went to, like, what do you even call I went to a university. I don't know if I can say that. I don't want to get sued. But I went to wow. But I'll drop all the hints, honey. I went to university
In Gauteng?
in Gauteng. That's
Not UJ?
no. And it was not in Johannesburg. It wasn't the other one.
It was the other one.
AKA I'm a piano. It was very like English, but also extremely Afrikaans. Like everything was in Afrikaans first.
Extreme.
With H.
Extreme.
And then in English. And you know, when I was there, I think I was just so grateful to be in the university that I didn't actually see it. And that's why with the whole fees must fall thing, I was like, these kids, like I'm so proud of them. Like the actual movement, not everything that came after, like the violence and everything.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about the actual
the reason behind
the reason why
everything.
they did it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is how it should be. Like, it's not fair to have a university that is supposed to be, in my opinion, representative of like the demographic. But like majority of the students are like
the other race.
They're not representative, and then they get to learn in their own language, and then they do very well, and then it's like, oh wow, they did so well. Yeah.
But they're learning, and then I think it happened in Stellenbosch as well, that like where there was like a lot of debate about like lectures being had in Afrikaans and but like if you think about it, if you as a Zulu person, you get taught whatever you're getting taught in Zulu, obviously you're gonna understand it better, because now you're not trying to understand English words and as well as the concept that they're teaching you. You're only trying to understand the concept. You're gonna get it faster, you're going to understand it better, and then they'll be able to explain it in ways that you can relate to very closely. Now you're trying to learn this module or this topic in a language that isn't your home language. It's going to take you longer to learn. You need to put in more effort.
You do.
And more time and everything. So
and it's unfair. Like,
it's unfair.
Just because I don't speak Afrikaans
now you're at a disadvantage.
Whether you're Black, Asian, Indian, but all of you are just grouped in one English class. Like, we all come from different backgrounds. We all have our own home languages, but that home language like supersedes all of the other ones, and they get their own classes, they get their own specialized lectures. Who's paying also?
Yeah, exactly. Because also now, because they're all the other races in the one class, that one class is way bigger than races. It's way bigger than the other class where it's just one race.
It's huge. Yeah. So it's like now you get to go almost like to a private university,
essentially. You know,
and it's like, oh, that's
because your classes are, and like, I feel like unless you're going to a private college or private university, there's no way your first year class isn't huge.
Yeah.
Your first year class is not, and now you're sitting in your first year class and it's small and you're not in a private institution. Who paid? Who paid?
We. It's paying for you.
Oops. It's paying. But yeah, that's my chat on that. So we talked about a lot of things.
We did. We can talk, girl.
Yeah, we can talk. This is why you left my place at 2
I had work.
On Friday.
Oh. But the other day I left your house, I remember.
No, I came to your place.
Oh, you left late.
I left late. Girl, I came to your place.
And we both struggled and how we do this? It's a school night and we
It's a school night. And we always do this. And we're like, yeah, no, we need to stop doing this. Stop drinking like this on school nights. We need to be better people. And then next week, what do we do? Naka!
Like, I'm gonna hurt one.
Oh my gosh. No, guys, we tell ourselves. But anyways, guys, that is it for this video. It has been a long one, and it's probably going to be split into 2 because it's extremely long. And we don't know if you guys have the attention span for that shit. So split into two. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see Kiki back on my channel, please comment down below and be like, bring Kiki back, yo.
Please comment.
And yeah, definitely subscribe to this video, thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I've said thank you 5 million times. Kiki, say bye.
Bye guys, thanks for having me. I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. I'm gonna say all the nice things so she invites me back. Guys, please comment and join me back.
Bye guys.